it was night, and the rain fell, and falling, it was rain, but having fallen, it was blood. So this is Back for Blood, and it's a lot like Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. That's why so many people were hyped up in getting this, but does it live up to the overhype? That's the real question that we need to find out today. So it feels like Left 4 Dead 1 or 2, but I feel like in some of the stages it sort of rewards that Rambo behavior, the solo gun. And that's why I think I keep seeing people running around and, trying to be Rambo in a zombie game. The solo fighting experience is fun, but it's far more memorable when you have people talking, as long as they're not saying how tired they are from work and stuff like that, which actually did happen, and then talking about how they're broke. So that kind of takes you out of the immersive experience. So in that situation, I would say it's better not to have voice chat when people are complaining about their day. It just takes you out of the zombie experience. But yeah, there's really good atmosphere. I feel like the levels are really well textured. Some levels look better than others. For some odd reason, some of the grimier stages don't look as good as the other ones. Maybe they ran out of time. But yeah, it's mostly polished, especially if you're running on this on PC. Now you can't have anti-aliasing. There's VSync and other issues if you have it turned on. I couldn't get this to run at first, even though my computer can really run this, almost on ultra settings. There's some sort of bugs still in the game. It's affecting a lot of people on PC in particular, from what I've noticed. But yeah, the missions and the acts, they're very diverse. It seems all fairly unique. They are apparently similar to some of the missions in Left 4 Dead, but there's only so many scenarios you can do. Some people are complaining about the missions being from point A to point B. Well, I mean, again, there's only so many mission types you can do, but I feel like it's nicely varied. The graphics are nicely varied. It didn't bother me that much, but some of the characters didn't seem to interact. They seemed to just fire off quips, and they could be fired off wherever. One person said oh, that person says that quip all the time, pretty much at that certain spot in the stage. So I don't know if that's true or not, if it's actually all planned, all the quips. Most likely just because a game of this size. Yeah, so they don't really interact as a team, and it's really noticeable in certain parts of the game so far, but I'm only maybe 1/3, if that, through the game. I've been taking my time. I haven't tried to blitz through the game. Most of the time I was immersed, other than when people are just talking about their lives and has nothing to do with the zombie game, then I'm not so immersed. But even on the easiest setting, there's some levels where I feel like it's super imbalanced, the end of Act 1. I don't know if they purposely cranked up the difficulty, but then there are other levels, it's oh, we got through that was pretty easy, even on Recruit. So, on the easier difficulty, you can also forget about the deck building system. I sort of understand what's going on with it, but I've been upgrading my gear after each mission regardless. Later difficulties, yeah, they make most likely the customized decks mandatory, I'd assume. The levels seem overall shorter than Left 4 Dead from what I remember them. It's been a long time, but most of them you can finish in 5-10 minutes depending on the stage. Some are a little bit longer. The hardest part really about this game is there's that 130 Ultimate Edition, and there's been no or very little info from Turtle Rock. So you can invest the $80 to play this game, or you can invest the 130, but that's a huge difference, and you don't know what you're getting for that. We've only been given sketches of more levels, more characters, and there's no guarantee we're gonna get all that or a lot of it. And the developers sort of skirting around that, saying oh well, if the game does well, then we'll support it a lot. So that's what it seems like. the game is really fun. I think that's ultimately the takeaway. Yeah, it's very similar. You could tell that they took a lot of like the enemy designs and things from Left 4 Dead and sort of put it into their under its own name. But $80 is still kind of expensive for a 5-10 hour game. I feel like it's more fun than frustration. Like the teams that you're with sometimes determine how well you do and how fast you get through the level, if you get through the level. So if you're with people that try and Rambo it on stages that don't seem catered to that, then yeah, you're gonna fail a few times before you pass. I think it was like 10 times at the end of Act 1, and finally we had a team where they were decent enough. The bots are okay, but they really need human players because they can adapt better. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's perfect, and even though it does take a lot from Left 4 Dead, since it's from the same developers, I feel like this game really has a lot of promise. It feels better than the Aliens Fireteam I played. All these other co-op games like Evolve and whatever, like they just don't have the same feel as this or Left 4 Dead. So while people were complaining, oh, just play a different co-op game, like this, there's something about this and Left 4 Dead that, being like the originators, there's something about this that makes it far more entertaining to play than the other ones, the other offshoots that came within this genre. So yeah, I'm gonna give it the 8.5, just to assume it's gonna get further updates and patches, and you know, then that way everyone will be back for more blood, and it will get even larger user base. So keep on gaming. Happy Halloween. Bye.